Hey guys, I'm going to try to do this update. Every time I start to do the update, my dog starts barking. She came out here with me and I'm about ready to take her inside the house so I can get this done. I just want to do a quick update about my plastics and what's going on right now. I went to the doctor this morning. I thought I had strep throat. Thankfully, I do not, but we did find another issue. My bottom number of my blood pressure is high. I'd gone to a doctor about another reason a couple weeks ago, and that bottom number was over 100, and we thought it was because of the Zyrtec I take for my allergies. So they swapped me to Singulair, and that made it worse. So I just totally stopped taking it. They did put me on Vyvanse. I do have ADHD, and that wasn't causing it either because Vyvanse does not stay in your system, and I have not had it today. So it is my blood pressure. And the day that I went to the doctor before was, when we thought it was a Zyrtec, was for the Vyvanse prescription. I wasn't on it at that time. So this is obviously actual blood pressure issues. So she put me back on my beta blocker, and I will go back Monday to get that rechecked, and hopefully the once a day will be all I need, and it's a pretty mild dose. I think it's 10 milligrams, so it's not a lot. Hopefully it'll be enough to help me out. I do apologize if my camera keeps moving back and forth. I'm having to hold it, and I'm sitting on my swing, and I love to swing, so I'm trying to remember to be still so I don't make y'all nauseous. For surgery, it will be 2 weeks from yesterday. I go for my pre-op at the doctor's office on June 20th at 3:30, and then my surgery, I'm to be at the hospital at 5:30 for surgery at 7:30. So I'm pretty excited. Things that I'm buying to prepare. I am not buying a bunch of stuff. I don't know. I worry about, it's not like I don't have my mom that can run out and get whatever I need. I told her when I get there, the first thing I'm going to do is give her my debit card for her just to be able to go pick me up things, and that way, I don't have to worry about anything. I am going to go get some Premier Protein. One thing that a lot of people have told me is that you don't have an appetite, and because you get a lot of, you're going to be so tight around your stomach area that you're not going to want to eat. So I thought at least this way I'd get my protein in, because you're going to have protein to heal. The other thing I'm going to do is just buy at Sam's those big containers of Greek yogurt, because I love the Dannon Light and Fit Greek yogurt, and I thought I'd get some of that just to have on hand, and of course Tylenol, because it's nothing that's going to go to waste. We use Tylenol anyway. And get some of that for later on. Another thing I'm going to get, I've had 2 C-sections, I've had my sleeve, and I've had a hysterectomy. So I've had abdominal surgeries before, and I'm getting some Colace. You can figure out why. That's not something I want to have to deal with or worry about after surgery. So I'm going to go ahead and get that, and just to help things out. The only other thing I've bought is I did buy some arnica. I've had several people tell me that arnica was very important, that it helps with bruising and swelling, and I know there will be some liposuction done, and I know that bruises really bad and gets really sore. So I thought the arnica would be something good with that. And then I can't think of the name of it. It is a protein or an enzyme that is found in pineapple. Is it bromelain? Something like that. I'm going to get some of that too, just to try it. Some things I've done to prepare is starting Monday, because that's going to be the 2 weeks, I stopped taking anything that might cause me to bleed, things that they advise you to stop taking before surgery, because I do take several supplements. But ibuprofen was one on that list that really surprised me. So I stopped taking ibuprofen, which was cleared by my bariatric surgeon. I stopped taking Excedrin for headaches. What else? And there was something else, but I don't remember. Only thing I take now is my multivitamin. I take my vitamin C. I take my zinc. I do that just for my immune system. I used to catch everything, and since I've started that, it's made a huge difference. Like today, I thought I was so sick, and I wasn't. So I think it's helping. Could be in my head. Don't care. It works. And I still take my B vitamins, especially my biotin, because without it, I would have no hair. None. Oh, and fish oil was one that I had read to stop taking. So I stopped taking my fish oil. Other than that, I just take my prescriptions, which I don't take a lot. I do take one for my thyroid. I take an antidepressant to help with anxiety. I take a cholesterol medicine because my cholesterol has been creeping up, and now my blood pressure is creeping back up again. So other than that, besides the vitamins and that's all I do take, which seems like a lot now that I've said it out loud. One thing I want to do is just to emphasize, if you are looking into plastic surgery, my advice, and I think I mentioned this in the last video, and if I did, forgive me, my advice is to first and foremost contact your insurance. Make sure they pay for this. We started this in February under the impression that it was, a covered procedure. And, these doctor's visits that you go to, one, when you file with insurance, they're not free consultations, regardless. If it's filed with insurance, you've got to pay. So keep that in mind. That's one thing I learned. The other one is, it is humiliating. Let's just face it. You're standing there. I mean, if I'm a modest person. Not everybody is. A lot of them can separate this as for medical purposes. I am so self-conscious about my body. I can't. And you're standing there in front of a stranger with very little on, and they're taking pictures with you on. The first one I went to took pictures of me on their phone. Real comforting. It's very humiliating. So just keep that in mind. Check, because we were convinced that it was covered, and then we find out that our policy specifically says no peniculectomy. So it's crazy. And then when they called the doctor's office, they told them it was covered, and then to find out it actually wasn't covered. So it's just been a pain. Save yourself the trouble, save yourself the heartache, save yourself the time, and find out ahead of time. Because we talked to one person, they say it was covered. We talked to another one, they say it was covered. Best thing to do is get a hold of your policy, the actual paper, and read it. We tried to get a hold of ours, and we never could. So I think that would be the first thing to do. My next advice is, I don't care if you're paying it out of pocket. I don't care if you're going through insurance. Don't let the price decide what surgeon you're going to use. This is not a surgery to do that on. This is massive. I'm going to be in the OR from, I'm pretty sure he said 4 to 6 hours. This is not a light surgery. Don't just go budget. I mean, if the cheap guy is the guy that you are comfortable with, and that's the one that your gut says, yes, he's the one, do it. But don't settle. Do not settle. I cannot emphasize, do not settle enough. The one I'm seeing, and I truly believe this was all a God thing. I really, really do. I didn't think I could use this doctor because he wasn't in our insurance. And he was my first choice. He was always my first choice. And then, I was sending pictures to my sister, and she was like, you really need to come here and see, Dr. Sweatman. And I looked up in the insurance, and sure enough, there he was. And then after we went to him, I was immediately felt comfortable. And for me to say that says a whole lot. He was kind, he was considerate, and he did not make me feel bad. And that was huge, because there I was in these, and I kid you not, paper underwear, with a robe that wouldn't close over this huge mass of skin, And he has just, moved it all around and looked at this, looked at that. And I can't say to you how humiliating this visit was, but it wasn't, because I felt comfortable with my surgeon. So make sure, if you can't afford to go to the surgeon you want to go to, and you were going to settle for this guy because, or girl, because, he's cheaper, and you're not 100% sold on it, don't do it. Do not do it, because this is huge. I mean, this is such a huge surgery. So I guess I am going to get off of here for now. There's a wasp, that's why I keep looking up, swarming around my head. I'm not, yeah, there's a nest on the top of my swing. So I am going to cut this short. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I will try to update more when I have more. But as of right now, we're good to go 2 weeks from yesterday. Bye-bye.